Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. J.K. Long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Make him understand.
Morning, everybody.
The
Little
world
door.
on you depends. Our life will never end.
I grew up on this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta love your man. Not. Can't hear anything. Guys can hear me or what? I love this song. The left and the Dems. Hi, I'm J Binsack, MFA Founder and CEO of March for America. Welcome to the MFA News Network. It is April 4th. And what a bombshell 24, 48 hours we have had. And now, after the major unmasking of Susan Rice, we have the fallout coming from the left and the liberals that has gone nuclear. And I'm not talking about nuclear for Gorsuch. I'm talking nuclear on fake news. It is everywhere. Do not be fooled by this. It is everywhere. I'm going to go over some of it with you tonight to show you how fake this news is. And I can assure you what Susan Rice did, it goes all the way. Clapper, Brennan, as I have told you all. And even, you know, our other boy there, Ben Rhodes, you know. And Ben Rhodes is toast too. All of this couldn't have happened without Obama's knowledge. And I want to remind everybody that this was going on for a year prior, okay, than the election. So she may have had the right to go in and unmask names, but she had no right to leak or reveal or unmask General Flynn, okay? And the idea here is really clear. Why were you listening to everything of Donald Trump and his associates and family? The bottom line here is very clear. Why? Because, as one of Obama's team has just said, they had built this. Obama was getting everything that they could on Trump, anything that they could use to carry out. And as time went on, and as the election went on, and then Donald Trump became the nominee, it even heated up more. Then we had the DNC hacks. Had nothing to do with Russia, as CrowdStrike has even recently proved again. Another fabricated story by our great FBI. Comey and McCabe tied in with Clapper, Brennan, and Ben Rhodes. And there'll be more uncovered with this. And I can assure you they're not going to get away with this, especially if the American people do not allow them to. because this is deep. This is huge. This is like once in a lifetime shit here, okay? And I want to clear something up because it's very important. I'm going to show you guys something. Give me a second. Let me get in that screen. Because the real man who deserves credit for this, and then myself and a couple others who got this information like right at the same time, almost within minutes of each other. Many outlets, news outlets, are reporting that Bloomberg News broke this story, and that is not correct. The New York Times, Maggie Hagerman, and Bloomberg were sitting on this story deliberately to protect Obama. Who broke this story is who I gave credit to last night, and we got it at the same. I got it from my source, not even within minutes. And if you look at his Twitter post and my Twitter post and everybody's post at that, Mike Cernovich is the guy who broke this story, and he should get credit for that. And then I'm going to take the credit for me, what I did. This story's been huge, and I want to thank everybody for your emails and that. But Mike is the guy who broke this, and we got it right thereafter. And I went with it because the source that I got is in that same ring of people, and I'm not going to divulge my source. And I got, ever since this story broke, but people are trying to take credit. Bloomberg, people are crediting Bloomberg for this, and it's not correct. And Mike was recently on 60 Minutes. They smashed him on for alleged fake news and that, and it's not true. And Mike broke this great story, and I got it right thereafter, and we made it go viral, all of us. Okay? And I want to thank everybody who's contacted me. I've gotten a lot of good sources out of this. I got a lot of new stories out of this, meaning new information from some serious people, some great investigative reporters now out of DC, and others. I will say this, even prominent news stations. So stay tuned to some good stuff coming from myself and MFA. And I will continue to break the true news and give credit to where it goes. But Mike Cernovich deserves the credit for this. And I got it like within 5 minutes of thereof. I didn't even know at the time that, Mike got, when I found that out. I mean, we even shared his stuff as well, and I named him last night in my show. Credit is where credit goes, But for these other news channels, and I'll give you an example here. Here's one of them where they come in and they say Bloomberg reported. Bloomberg is not who broke this story. Okay, and Mike deserves the credit, and I deserve credit. And this is not about me, but Mike deserves this credit, and my source thereafter, who I got it I'm not kidding you, within minutes. I can prove it from my phone and everything else. And it's not about that. I believe Mike should get the credit, and they'll keep going to Bloomberg News and not, giving him the credit. So I wanted to clear that up for everybody because he rightfully deserves the credit of this. Mike I have the same sources within that circle. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I have other sources inside the FBI that I'm not going to reveal. My FBI sources have been right on the money. I've yet to be wrong, and I'm going to explain some things to you tonight that Cernovich is not going to explain to you. Okay, meaning it's different sources, and I'm going to lay this out very cold and straight to everybody because people better beware of what's coming. And it is nuclear war basically declared by the liberals, Democrats, i.e. Obama and team, including that of Soros, left-wing, loving the New York Times. I'm going to get into that quick soon. The New York Times, CNN, MSNBC. I mean, they're blasting and everything is going. What did I say weeks ago? That this was all going to go in, that they were going to tie this to Russian spying from the Trump team. Okay? I'm going to point some things out to you tonight that even Brennan just said. And I want everybody to pay attention why this has happened. Susan Rice unmasked all this. She didn't do this for herself. Okay? She didn't do this for herself. She did this on the orders of Obama. Fact. Same thing with the Benghazi front. She lied through her teeth about Benghazi. And out of this may come her singing like a bird about Benghazi and a lot of things with Obama, or they're going to protect her and she's going to clam up and they're going to see where the chips fall on this if the people allow this to go on. But there's much more coming from this. I see a lot of people doubting, is anybody going to get locked up or not, or this or that? Well, they'll get locked up as long as people keep the pressure on this and the congressmen and senators involved in this, because this is huge. This swamp hole and rabbit hole is deep, and there'll be many, many more going down with this. And I'll talk about getting into McCabe. As I reported earlier, my sources are telling me McCabe is going. Okay? McCabe is going to be found to be tied with, should have recusing himself in the Clinton matter, and there's other stuff being tied with Steele, the Russian spy, with the dossier with Donald Trump. It's huge. So I want everybody to understand why they did this. What they were doing was getting information against Trump. Anything at this time when they started this, Obama was looking for anything against Trump because he was going to be possibly the presidential candidate. And if you look back into Podesta's emails, you'll see that they had come up with this scheme of the Pied Piper with whether it be Donald Trump or Ted Cruz, okay, as the running mate. They preferred it was Cruz and or Trump, and they were going to build up Trump and then smash him down. And that's exactly what they did. They built him up and they smashed him down. It's the Pied Piper. That was their plan, and it was emptied out in Podesta's emails. They tried to get, and they wanted to get any information they could, and that's why you're seeing strategically, since Donald Trump has been elected, you're seeing all these different stories break about different people in his team. Okay? This one, Manafort tied to this. Carter Page tied to this. They even came out and said that Carter Page back in 2013 got some documents and some stuff from a Russian spy. That was just out today. I shared it on our Facebook wall, which I'll be running down those stories. I mean, as I told you, they're going to deem, and it's coming, and I'm going to prove it to you, that it's coming, that they're going, if they see, here's the deal. They didn't find anything on Trump, okay? They didn't find anything on Donald Trump. So what they're doing is they took all of his associates, and they're one by one looking at them with any types of Russian ties or anything having to do with anybody in Russia. It could be from fucking 5 years ago. Doesn't matter. And you see all these fake stories starting to break it. The Russian spy with Carter Page dropped today. I mean, that Rice did nothing wrong. That this is, okay? It's not true. These are fake stories, and they're all been planted by evidence, and meaning not evidence, but information that they got from all these different telephone conversations and the like. And from what I understand, they were into emails and everything else, which is probably going to, soon, within maybe this few days, come out, or even sooner. Lips not in sync. Well, I can't help that. I don't know what's going on. It's Facebook upload, whatever the problem is. Facebook is doing whatever they can do to censor us on this page. I'm letting you know that. Next week, we start back into MFA TV. I just haven't done it because we're setting up all new software for guests and everything like that. So my lips aren't in sync. You can listen to me on the radio. That's, what can I say? Just listen. Okay. People are asking, why is this saying that it's legal? I'm going to say this again. When the truth all drops of this, she had the legal access to go in and unmask these names. Okay? To go in and get this data. Here's the point, though. Why? Okay, now the questions have to be asked. Why were you in there? And why were you picking up alleged incidental, okay? And get this. Trump's team at this whole time and family are not talking to Russian diplomats. This is not, or any diplomat. They're not dealing with international people. So what's the reason you're in there? Why are you in there? She had legal access, but you're not allowed to legally unmask names and then release them. Okay? So it's not, so to speak, legal. And then Obama is the one that ordered this. Don't kid yourself. And you're going to see Clapper, Brennan, Ben Rhodes. I mean, this Obama and her, I'm telling you, this is Ben Rhodes here on the right with Obama. These people, this is massive. Stop listening to these people on the news. They are going to give you bullshit every day, unless it's from a good source. on Fox, if it's Fox and Friends in the morning, Sean Hannity, Judge Jeanine, Neil Caputo, okay? The rest, I'm telling you, I sat today, and I got so many people contacted me today about information, and I was sitting there watching all these channels, okay? And I never watched them, but it was important to me today to see what everything was going to drop, and I wanted to give everybody, don't pay attention to this, don't pay attention to that, as you saw me tweet out, as you saw me put on Facebook. This is all bullshit. It's a hoax. Stop feeding into this fake news. It's fake news. And I'm gonna show you something. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna show you what the New York Times has written, okay? And I'm gonna show you something that was stated, and I want everybody to pay attention clearly to what I'm saying, because I've been saying this for fucking since the election, and even before, about this Russian matter. It's a false flag. It doesn't exist. They didn't hack the DNC. They didn't hack Podesta. And Donald Trump didn't collude with them. That doesn't mean they're not going to make up information. And even though here's what everybody's dropping their breath on, so far there's no proof of collusion. Listen to what they're saying and read what people write and listen to what they say. They say so far. And the latest quote from the man himself, tied to this bigly, okay? Tied to this bigly is, I'm going to show you. Let me just get in here. I'm going to go in here. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to show you. Trump tries to deflect Russia scrutiny, citing crooked scheme by Obama. Well, there's definitely a crooked scheme spy ring by Obama, and it's not just on Trump at all. It's on many. And Hannity even had a guy on going, well, we need to get to the bottom of this, and Sean cut him right off at that. We need to get to the bottom of this because maybe Trump will use the same thing to spy on others. What? Hannity cut him right off and went right to Sarah, his great reporter. She's broken a lot of this information, and out of D.C., and cut him right off. What? But anyway, this is the New York Times story. You know, President Trump sought to turn attention away from the Russia investigation on Monday, saying the real story was what he called a crooked scheme against us by President Barack Obama team to mine American intelligence reports for information about him during the last year's presidential campaign. That's exactly what's happened here. Trump's not making this up. Okay? He's not. They're making up their false propaganda. Now, I'm gonna spare you this article because it's retarded. However, I want to show you something that's been said by Brendan, and it's very important. Boom, 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 boom. And they keep saying, as normal, they were justified by the need for the president's top security advisor to understand the context of reports sent to her here. Wait, watch this. Sent to her by national intelligence agencies. Why would you need, a year before the election, to look into Donald Trump and his family with ties to Russia? What, for real? It's all bullshit. So, Mr. Trump and his allies seized on the news media reports to bolster his case. It's a true case. This is Obama. This is Obama coup against Trump 101 here. And if people keep believing this, it's like, but hang on, I want to show you something in here. They bring up Sean Spicer, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Here it is. In an interview broadcast on BBC on Monday evening, John O'Brien, the CIA director under Mr. Obama, chided Mr. Trump for making an unsubstantiated allegation against the former president. Okay? Mr. Trump, he said, has a solemn obligation to provide information that is accurate, that is measured, and that is not just as spontaneous or impulsive number of words. He provided the truth. Now, while other officials have said there's no convincing evidence, here it is. Now, I want you to pay attention closely to this. While other officials have said there is no convincing evidence, see these words, so far, of collusion between Mr. Trump's campaign and Russian officials who meddled in last year's elections. Now, here's the key quote by Mr. Corrupt Brennan. Mr. Brennan said that it would be, here it is, premature at this time to make any determination, and then here, pow, or rule anything out. See those words? Or rule anything out. The man is telling you what is coming. The dirty piece of shit is telling you what's coming and what matches what sources are saying. Okay? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Okay? Premature at this time to make any determination. Premature. Get what I'm saying to you? I'm telling you 1,000%, as I said for my car a few days ago, you are going to see Brennan et al. Turn around and say, as the paper started to report, the fake news started to report today, the words Russian spy. And you're going to see them come down on Flynn like a rock. Pay attention. Not just Flynn. Manafort. All of them. And they're just getting started with Jared. Pay attention. Okay? Now, people better pay attention to this. Because Obama's plan is to get Donald Trump impeached. Bottom line. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is huge to where what's been exposed can bring Obama down. If the right does the right thing and the people do the right thing. Because if America sits back and allows this to go on and doesn't take a stand with this, with Congress, Senate, the public, and rise up to get this taken care of and demand massive investigations into this and to push congressmen and senators on, I don't care what side, all of them. This is massive. This isn't just about Donald Trump and family. This is about Obama spying on America. This makes Snowden look like a kid. And let's not forget about Montgomery, who's not been, all that information that's been to Comey still hasn't popped up. Nowhere. And the whole Senate investigation committee was put on notice by his attorney in the document that was sent to them, as I broke and others, 2 weeks ago. Rice is guilty. Okay? She's guilty. She lied. Okay? In an interview that we put up, and everybody put it up. I'm not going to put it up again, but I'm going to run down the Facebook wall in a minute with all these stories. So, people better pay attention. I just showed you what Brennan said. Brennan, liar. Clapper, liar. Lied. Rice, liar. Benghazi videos, serial liar. Okay? It's not about whether she had the legal authority to go in there and do what she did. It's what she did with the information and why she was in there to begin with. So pay attention and don't let the fake news give you a spin on this crap. They love to come on there. Oh, yes, she had the legal authority. Of course she did. She had the clearance to do it. That doesn't make it what she was in there for, making it legal on the orders of Obama to spy on people and then unmask them, to use it in a political forum as a candidate, a Republican candidate running for president, and then use that information to drop and leak out. And you got to remember, Obama, before he left, took the NSA law that Reagan put in place, opened it wide open, so all 17 agencies had access. All this information, and then remember, Obama's staffer, she just running through her fucking goals. Oh, I told her we had to get all this information out, okay, and protected. The information they're trying to protect was the information they illegally got. They legally went in and had the right to go in and get it, but they illegally then leaked that shit and unmasked it. And they unmasked Flynn. That's a major crime. Whether General Flynn is, I don't give a shit if he's selling tampons to the Russians. Okay? Doesn't matter. They illegally unmasked him. People are missing the big point here. And that's what they want you to put in the spin from the left and the Democrats. Is they want you to look over here and go, okay, look over here. You know what? While Obama's over there going, hey, how you doing? I'm writing my book. I got $60 million. I'm sitting down here on a private island watching this all go down. They can't subpoena me. No, Obama should be, listen, they need to immediately investigate this and pop this open, bigger than Watergate, because it is. Subpoena that asshole right back and bring him right before a freaking investigation committee and say, hey, listen, asshole, why did you order her to do it? Did you know that she did this? Get Clapper, Brennan, et al., Ben Rhodes, get them all in there. And if the American people allow them to get away with this and not do this, then shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. This is a joke. This is a complete joke. It's a sham. I watched them, listened to them all day long today on these leftist media outlets, CNN, MSNBC. I was just curious how they were going to hit all this, and then watched how all the newspapers hit this. Washington Post, holy Christ. Talk about fake news. Holy shit. Geez, they make the New York Times look good. It's a massive attack of fake bullshit. You cannot feed into this and stay focused on what's at hand. This is illegal. This is huge. This will go down, and dominoes are going to start to fall. Dominoes will start to fall as long as everybody stays on top of this in a very serious team effort here. And I mean the American people. I mean the media as in Fox and those at Fox and other news outlets that want to report the truth, okay, as well as that of independent reporters, investigative reporters out there getting the truth out. Because this is massive. This isn't some game. And they need to be held responsible. I mean, this fake news is like ridiculous. This is, and they want to put what Devin Nunes did, and he's been investigating this for some time. They want to throw this guy under the bus too. This guy's a freaking hero, if you ask me. Okay, and many people had this information about Rice for some time. A lot of investigative reporters had this information about Rice, but there was other information, as I'm trying to tell you. Ben Rhodes is going to come out in this. Even Jay Johnson, as I told you, just wait. You'll see. But people have to stay on this. Brennan, Clapper, liars, complete liars. And as Brennan just went out and told you, he's telling you right here, it would be premature at this time to make any determination, quote, or rule anything out. And you know what that anything out is? Pay attention. Let me ask you all something. If they can lie about this Russian hacking, okay, as big as they have lied, they can go in and wiretap and listen to everything everybody's saying and try Trump's entire family, et al. And others, break false stories about it. Do you not think that they would make up? Let's look at what's going on right now with McCabe and the FBI. Okay, one of the other things that they're demanding that he be investigated on has to do with former Russian agent Steele and his dossier. That ridiculous dossier that got down all the way from John McCain and then to Comey. Okay, now it's coming out that the FBI may have paid Steele themselves to create this dossier. Once again, a fake dossier. You know, the one with the golden showers and the hookers in Russia with Donald Trump? Not. All fake. All fake. all created, and even, well, you got to admit, when the CIA got a hold of that, they said this is fake too. They said there's no substance to this. They couldn't even go along with that one. That's how bad the dossier is. Steele took the money and ran. And he's a failed freaking 007 himself. He's like fucking Agent 99 with a shoe phone. This dude is horrible. Look into Steele's background. Okay? This guy's a failed special agent. Christ. He makes Agent 99 look good. And Get Smart look good. My man. This is like, a bad Roger Moore. Shit. Unbelievable. They can lie about anything, and I'm trying to tell you, Brennan's telling you what's coming. I know what's coming. I've been saying it for a long time. And this Russia thing is played out, as people told me since before the election. Now, you're crazy. They're not going to go with that Russian thing. It'll die down. Really? It's died down, huh? Not. Not. All bullshit. Pay attention. They want this, and Obama is controlling these strings. And you got George Soros et al. Behind him. This is a massive power grab. And they want Trump impeached. They want Trump gone. And if you look at, I'm not talking about one. I could go into Google right now and then show you on this screen. But you go on Google right now, the articles and the false news press against Donald Trump in Russia is in the millions. Millions. And you'll see them up there. They're even started to talk about impeaching him again today. And the words are, I'm telling you, it would be premature at this time to make any determination or rule anything out. Just listen to Brennan. Brennan needs to be cut off now. Ben Rhodes needs to be cut off now. Rice needs to be dragged in now. And here's the good part about this, is I believe in what I'm being told is Sessions can handle this investigation, because why? It has nothing to do with Russia. But the Obama side is trying to say that it does have to do with Russia, but yet the unmasking and what she signed in for shows that it does not. Because there was no Russian matter a year ago. There was no major Russian matter that anybody knew about. That didn't start until when? The DNC reported in the middle of the summer that they got hacked. And that was Seth Rich. He didn't get hacked. Seth Rich took that documents, ran out of there, sent that shit to Julian Assange, and he got murdered for it. And that's no conspiracy tale. There's too many coincidental murders, okay, or suicides surrounding the Clintons, Obama. It's like, for real? People, just use your common sense. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure this all out. People need to start demanding, calling their congressmen, senators, emailing them, and we're getting that up for you. We're working on that. But in the meantime, you can do it yourself. If I have to, I'll get my team to provide it in a blog post. All the contact information, we can do that. Get one of our volunteers in to do it. You have got to demand an investigation into this. We're putting together a landing page on this to put a petition together to demand this. Major investigation has to go, and millions of Americans, if you voted for Donald Trump, you need to participate in this. Fact. Because if you let this go by, and you let this son of a bitch and his team get away with just spying on Trump, but spying on America, okay, there's a major civil liberties action here. This is huge. And then you have WikiLeaks behind you telling you what the CIA is capable of and is doing and even faking. We can't even believe, let's just put it this way. Let's just say, suddenly, boom, it pops up that, we'll just say Manafort or Page is tied up in this, and they show, allegedly from their computer or in a telephone conversation, that they spoke to someone in Russia, right? And we'll say it's even computer. How can you know if the evidence is real or not? Because the CIA can fake anything and make it look like a false flag coming from Russia communicating And this is what CrowdStrike did, and this is what the CIA did with CrowdStrike to claim that the DNC was hacked by the Russians by leaving a little crumb behind there. And, oh, it was the Russians. Not. The whole Russian propaganda was put out because they knew Hillary Clinton was losing. And I'm telling you now, Comey took a bullet for Hillary Clinton when he came out because they knew then she was losing. She was lost. She was done. So Comey took one for the team and came out and said, strangely, all of a sudden Wiener shit pops up. Boom. Okay, we're going to reopen this investigation. Who was the first person that Hillary blamed when she lost? It wasn't the Russians. It was Comey. Comey took one for the team. It's really that simple. He wasn't he wasn't going to do shit with that investigation. They knew she was going to lose. She owns him. Obama owns him. And McCabe. And you're seeing McCabe being investigated now for just that, being owned by the Clintons and failure to disclose and conflict of interest in the email scandal with Hillary Clinton, as well as our fake agent Steele, okay, who was paid to create a dossier on Donald Trump. This guy faked that whole dossier. That shit is so absurd. Shit. There's better books out there than there is this, you know. My kid could write a better freaking dossier about Donald Trump to make up shit. Wake up, America. Stop drinking the bullshit. For real. It's like, whew, damn. Can we get any faker? These stories are absurd. Here, hang on. Here's a great one. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I'll reset it. Okay. Let me zoom in on this. Okay? And this is where they're giving Bloomberg credit for breaking his story instead of Mike and then us on this side and a couple other people for breaking this. ABC, NBC cover-up revelation. Susan Rice ordered Trump aides unmasked. CBS defense. Okay, this was 9:47 p.m. just yesterday. I mean, X amount of hours ago. And if we go in here and look at this, I mean, a massive revelation in the alleged surveillance of President Trump's aides broke Monday morning when Bloomberg reported. Not. Fake news right there alone. They were sitting on this story. So was Maggie Hagerman and Clinton Schill, okay, and Hillary Lover from the New York Times. Cernovich got this information and broke it, and we got it right there, almost like within minutes. The former National Security Advisor Susan Rice requested the identities, blah, 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 raw intelligence, same stuff. Here, right here. It was controversial news, but ABC and NBC both chose to ignore it that night while CBS defended Rice. Okay? This is what you're dealing with. America, if you think you're dealing with something that's small, ABC and CBS are not small news outlets, but they're owned, bought, and paid for. They chose to ignore probably the biggest story in the, I could say this could open up to be the biggest story in American history of surrounding a president that's not president anymore. We learned more today about the president's allegations that he and his aides were caught up in an Obama-era surveillance, i.e. this, we calling it the spy ring. CBS Evening News anchor Scott Pelley said, teeing up reporter Margaret Brennan. Strangely, Pelley stayed away from flipping the fiery insults which drew him much praise from the left. Instead of calling Trump's claims baseless, he kept it neutral, only referring to them as allegations. He also described what was concerned was as Obama-era surveillance, something he had never done in the past. Brennan played defense for Rice. Brennan. Here's our boy. Brennan played defense for Rice. He stated, well, Scott is a national security advisor to the president. Susan Rice could and did request the names of individuals who were picked up during legal surveillance of foreign nationals. So you're telling me Okay? You're telling me, and you want America to believe, that Donald Trump and his family now, a year ago, and it may even go before that, a year ago plus, were under investigation, and his family, for ties to Russia? Get the fuck out of here. With foreign nationalists, right? But you see the spin that they'll put on. And wait, there is one correct part. She is legally allowed to go in there and get this information. Okay? But it's not legal when you're ordered to do it in order to spy on someone, to use it against them as a political candidate and or to set them up with fake news in the future or any bombshell stories. And or to unmask it and put it out to the public like they did General Flynn and even Trump. Pay attention now. So they take the words that she legally has that right to do it and leave out the most important part. This is how they spin fake news. And this is how they spin this propaganda. And again, right here. She then cited unnamed source who told her there was nothing wrong with what Rice did. Nothing wrong? Nothing wrong. Let's look at Flynn. They destroyed this man's career and even put him in jeopardy. Okay, with many things. And I'm not saying Flynn's not dirty. Okay? Because very well could be. In my information, I've been telling everybody, and nobody wanted to believe that story either. I said Flynn flipped. Y'all like, no, he's not flipping. Trump wants immunity. I'm telling you, the White House is distancing themselves from General Flynn, even telling him to have immunity. And nobody's touching him with a 10-foot pole. And when you don't get touched with a 10-foot pole by the FBI or a Senate investigation committee, pack your shit, get your soap, and get your toothpaste. Because they have something big on Flynn. Or they're going to make something up big on Flynn. One or the other. And then you saw Woolsey come out, and the Wall Street Journal broke that, and Woolsey allegedly stepped into a New York hotel, and this can't be confirmed by anybody. At the moment, it's only Woolsey, Flynn, and God knows who else was there, and it had to do with allegedly Turkey's, members from Turkey were there as well, to try to smuggle out Fatah Gulen out of this country. That's a huge, huge accusation. Now they're going back, as you saw today. Jared is, Carter Page, Russian spy, got information from a Russian spy in 2013. This is grasping at beyond straws. And mind you, while Obama's sitting on a beach somewhere, allegedly writing his memoirs on how he fucked up America, pay him and Michelle $60 million on how they fucked America, right? Yeah. Good job. Why? Because 60-some-odd million people will buy that book of crap. Because they're so brainwashed and dumbed down by the bullshit and rhetoric from him and the elite and the globalists that go with him that they all are two fucking shades to the wind. People better wake up and understand what's happening in this country, and this is war. This is straight war. And you can see it every day with this fake-ass bullshit that goes on in the press to spin people's brains, minds, everything. Unbelievable. Just straight-ass bullshit. Unbelievable. So ABC, NBC, nothing. On Fox News, I gave it yesterday, the special report. It was a whole different story, as it shows here. This article breaks down who did what. And Fox News did the right thing. It led the program with Rice unmasking efforts. We shared it on our wall. The surveillance of people close to President Trump, possibly the president himself. Now he has a name and a face attached to it. And it's one you've seen in major scandals before. Susan Rice, many scandals. Benghazi, massive scandal. Now see, if they go in and they do the right thing and they grab this woman and have no mercy on her, she will, no No. Only give her immunity if she flips on Obama and Hillary Clinton and Clapper and Brennan. You go in, grab this woman legally, put her under a fucking microscope, question her ask, and say, listen, bottom line, start talking or pack your shit. You're being indicted. End of story. 2 weeks ago, Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee announced President. This is perfect. I mean, this is the correct part. That's what they're trying to say is Fox did the right thing. Okay? CBS Evening News. 6:35 p.m. Scott Pelley. Margaret, we learned more today about the president's allegation that he and his aides were caught up in Obama-era surveillance. Margaret Brennan. Well, Scott, as National Security Advisor to the President, Susan Rice could and did request the names of individuals who were picked up during legal surveillance of foreign nationals. How do you know that it's legal surveillance of foreign nationals? I want somebody to tell me how they know it's legal surveillance of foreign nationals. And you're telling me the Trump family and Trump team and these people were dealing with Russian foreign nationals a year ago? Not. Okay? Complete bullshit. And now, Trump associates were not the sole focus of Rice's request. Great. But they may have been revealed when she asked to understand why they were appearing in intelligence reports. Great cover. So then who were you watching around Donald Trump and his family that had to do with Russia that they just sort of popped up? We all know that the Russian bank scandal, that whole thing didn't even start. This is way before that. All this fake. Special report Fox, with the exception of Fox News special report. Great coverage by them. Sean Spicer. Susan Rice, I know nothing about this. I was surprised to see, remember? She lied right here. Right here. We shared this. Susan Rice, I know nothing about this. I was surprised to see the reports from Chairman Nunes on that count today. Sure you were surprised. No, you were surprised your ass got caught. Your face shows it all. Your eyes show it all. Your expressions show it all, you lying piece of shit. Rice has a huge checkered past when it comes to public statements. She initially claimed that Benghazi attack was in response to a controversial video and praised Sergeant Bergendahl, who faces a court-martial in many for desertion. And Rice. He served the United States with honor and distinction. Roberts, in closing days, the Obama administration scrambled to preserve as much intelligence. Here we go. This is our girl Roberts. Right on live TV. Scrambled to preserve as much intelligence it could about Russia and possible collusion with the Trump campaign. So you all knew you had this information, you were gathering this information, and you wanted to make sure to preserve this shit information you have in order to do what with it? Okay? Evelyn Farkas. Right here. Evelyn Farkas appeared. She clearly told everybody, acknowledged Trump officials had been the subject of the surveillance. Farkas, get as much as you can before President Obama leaves the administration because I had a fear somehow that information would disappear. Roberts. The extent of the unmasking became apparent when NSC Director Ezra Cohen Watnick conducted a review of unmasking policy. Sources say he came across many instances where the name of Trump officials had been revealed. He brought that information to the White House counsel, who told him to suspend the review. Cohen Watnick was suspect of an intense media coverage when he was mistakenly identified as one of the House Intelligence Committee Devin Nunes sources. Today, the press secretary wondered why the Rice revelations were not drawing the same attention. They're not drawing the same attention, Spicer, and you know what? Because the news is not interested in the truth. Okay? They're not interested in the truth. They're interested in impeaching Trump for Obama and part of this entire plan. Let's get to the bottom. That's the facts. New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, CNBC, Morning Joe. I'd love to be on Morning Joe, man. Would I tell that motherfucker off? Poof. they'd be like this. Beep, 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 beep. Morning Joe would walk out like, with his head between his legs and crooked with no shoes. Okay, so in a roundabout, as I'm trying to tell you, don't feed into this crap. Stop feeding into the crap. Pay attention. Stay focused. Stay engaged. Get in touch with your congressmen, senators. We're going to be getting you this information to setting. We're almost done. Just hang in there. I got a march in 3 weeks. We need a lot of help with that. We have new chapters popping up all over. Get ready, just so you all know. MFA T-shirts lines, the whole March line is coming out tonight, late tonight, this morning, I should say. Will be available in our store. You'll see that. A lot of other things in the store are going to be up because this March is costing us money, and we need to raise money for it. I'm being straight with you. So you guys can easily get in touch with your state reps, but we will put them up for you. I'm going to write it down now to have a volunteer do that. They are available on our new website, which goes up probably by Sunday. That's our main website. You want anything to do with the march, go to redwhitebluerev.com. You can volunteer there for anything. It's not just for the march. You want to volunteer to help us at MFA. You want to open a chapter. You want to hold a march. You can do it there. I've done a video that's on our wall that runs you through that. It's on our fund as well, how everything works, how the website works, all the above. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. I want to thank everyone for your donations. We do have to raise money for these march. And it's other marches as well. And we're keeping the red, white, and blue revolution around. It's not just for this march after April 22nd. We want to build it across the nation with the MFA Nation, having to do with that of all these different chapters of MFA. They're going to have their own websites, their own volunteer programs for each state, each area, and it can be areas in multiple states as well. So a lot of things happen. But please, focus on what's real and what's not real. Okay? And my team knows, and they've been doing very well with investigating the news and getting you the real story and the real truth. And if my name's behind it, I know for a fact it's real. And if I make a mistake, we're not all perfect, I'll come out and tell you right away. If I find out that it's not, I'll say, you know what, this is not real. We found out it's not. We confirmed it. I've had one of those in all this time, one. So the lying is huge, okay? The bridge, yes, I'm going to be breaking a story about the bridge in Georgia. There's a lot of evidence, and from our people, I used to live in Buckhead, Georgia in 2000, okay? And I lived down in Georgia for a couple of years. And after this story broke, as I said, Mike broke it first, we got right behind him, and then I got it out there. And some other information that's separate from that surrounding Susan Rice. And if you notice, I tweeted thereafter about breaking MFA exclusive having to do with the I-85 bridge explosion in Georgia. It has come to my attention, and I'm going to tell you the first part of it, and I plan on doing a show showing it and even video and the like, and explaining to you what we believe happened and what I'm being shown evidence of, and that the FBI is down in Georgia as we speak investigating this, because I could probably say 1,000% it wasn't some crackheads under a bridge. Okay? More like it was PVC pipe bombs and diesel fuel. Okay? And that's where you got all this black smoke from. Pipe bombs and diesel fuel that blew up that bridge. And the reason why it's being covered up is I want you to think what America, if that was exposed as an ISIS terrorist act, people would be in a frenzy in this country about being afraid to even drive. Just understand what I'm saying to you. So, that's what we're working on. As soon as I get in all that information is that, I also have to do, the Susan Rice matter broke, along with several other things that are breaking. And I'm going to be going into what's going on with Obama, and I have a very big CIA coke story to tell you, having to do with Lady Michelle, as well as some more recent coke busts, which are based on Donald Trump's war on drugs, as well as a deep state war between Trump and the intelligence agencies that you're not being shown via the CIA, because this is his way of, okay, you want to keep fucking with me? I'm going to keep taking your coke. And I don't mean small amounts of coke and drugs. I mean massive amounts, and cut your budget. That's like cutting their budget without anybody knowing it. Bottom line. And it's not conspiracy talk. I'm telling you the truth. One way to get to the CIA is cut off their money. And their money, outright, a lot of their black op money comes from the sale of drugs in this country and even other countries. Okay? So, people, there's a lot going on. A lot going on. Yes, Stephen. And this information is not from left wingers or right wingers. This is from a very good source. And then I started doing my own homework. I can only do so much, and that's why we have the MFA Underground starting up with people that are vetted for that. And just so you know, you guys will be getting anybody who's been vetted for that will get another email to go to the second phase and final phase of that. Yes, there was just another big coke bust. I told you guys for the past 3 weeks ago, you were going to start to see after Lady Michelle, actually before Lady Michelle, and then Lady Michelle happened in the Caribbean, that you were going to start to see major cocaine and drug busts around the country. Go back to my videos, I told you. And you're seeing them pop up. There was just another coke bust. I'm going to go down and explain to you why. I'm telling you, this is an underlying way to get to the CIA from the Trump team. You've not seen this many major cocaine busts since Reagan's war on drugs, even then, if they were this big. Okay, they're massive busts going on. You're talking about collectively here maybe a street value of $1 billion that's been happening across all over the from Canada to the United States, the Caribbean, the Pacific. Okay, and you're seeing pedophiles and rapists and alike, and child pornography and everything being rounded up in small parts all over the place as well. So get ready. The human trafficking thing, i.e. cover for Pedogate, they're starting all their roundups and lockups too. So if you were to combine all these stories that are going on, small ones from here, even, professionals involved all over, things are breaking, okay? Things are happening. And it's another reason why the left wants this to happen. Obama's got a whole different communistic plan for the United States, trust me. And we'll get into that, but it's late. The Coast Guard posted a video. Yeah, I have it set on mine. Yeah, drugs and pedos, believe me. This is huge. And you can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is serious stuff, America. This isn't, you don't just get massive cocaine busts out of the blue. You don't get, boats that are cargo ships that have been running drugs, which Lady Michelle has for years. All of a sudden, electronics dead in the water. Boom. I mean, that's us doing that. Boom, you're dead. They know for a long time that Lady Michelle is running major coke through the Caribbean. Under Obama, nothing happened to Lady Michelle. Obama's gone. Trump comes in, tells everybody, we know Donald Trump hates drugs. Tells everybody and promises everybody he's going to cut not just down on illegal immigration, but on violence, drugs, everything. He's got his own war going on drugs. Sessions also hates drugs. So, the swamp is draining, but I'm going to tell you something. This Susan Rice matter, the Clappers, the Brennans, the Ben Rhodes, people have got to insist that this does not get thrown under the rug and let this leftist propaganda, fake news take over and leads you to believe that what she did is not illegal. And it's not the point of whether she had the legal access. It's number one, who ordered her to do it? Why was she in there a year and we're doing this a year, okay, before the election? And who unmasked Flynn? And why unmask the names and then leak them out and then have this? And why? Here you have, I just read to you, they're preserving this shit to go after Trump because I'm telling you Obama wants Trump impeached. So, please, everybody, just pay attention. It's very important you do not feed into this fake news and that people stay vigilant and keep resisting and unifying. Spread the truth. Watch what you're reading. Don't fall prey. It doesn't matter what color Hillary Clinton's hair is. It doesn't matter, if Barack Obama is getting a divorce. It doesn't matter if, Kim Kardashian flashed her tits on Instagram. It doesn't matter. These are all bullshit things. Watch what you're reading. I'm going to tell you how to find fake news, okay? Just so you know. If you go in and you look at here, I'll give you an example. I'll show you something. Right here, if you look at a story, right, and the top says, the title, the heading says, ABC, NBC covers up revelation, Susan Rice ordered Trump aides on mass CBS defense. This title is very accurate to what this content says by Nicholas Fondacaro here, okay? And it's from MRC Newsbusters. And I found a lot of their stuff has been very accurate. So, but here, the title matches the content. When you see a buy, you have a writer, and you can check at the bottom. Usually, all of them have everybody has their ads on there. I hate that, but there's ads on there. And then you see a picture, a bio about the guy. Everything's going on here. Da-da-da-da-da. You see? Okay. Not to say that there's not fake news sites that mimic the looking like there's somebody true here, but a lot of them don't have a name. It'll say by someone. It just will say by staff. It'll say by, right in the area here. And then if the content does not match the title and you start to see it, it's fake or spun. Okay? This is a very accurate article that's been written here. And he gave you a breakdown of what everybody did on CBS, Fox. I shared this article on our wall, Fox, and what Evelyn Farkas said exactly. Everything is here. And what Robert said, Spicer said, and he even puts in this is the whole transcript of what's there. And right away, right back here, Robert says, while this new information adds another layer of intrigue to everything that went on during the campaign, it still seems to fall short of proving the president's claim back on March 4th that he was being, quote, wiretapped by President Barack Obama. Bullshit. The word wiretapped means listening to. Okay? It doesn't have to physically mean, the government doesn't physically meaning go into the buildings anymore and wiretap your shit. They don't need to with the technology we have today. The term wiretap means lots of things. I mean, covers the whole broad thing of Trump. What Trump is saying is he was listened to. They're trying to spin this with the technical terms, like, for real? Jesus. Please, eat a Twinkie and fucking run away with this bullshit. It's just garbage. Complete garbage. Far left fake ass news. Man. Good night, Steven. All right, guys, I love you. And March for America. What is gearbubble.com? MFA white unit. What is that? Why is that even being shared on there? Where did that come from? Anyway, it means surveilled. Yes, it means surveilled. Okay? But, I'm really beginning to think, like I'm telling you, if you watch these combination of news channels, like I said, CNN, and when I say watch them, I watch them to see where they put the spin on and what's going on. And then people will send me even articles from the investigation team or even good volunteers that help investigate stuff for us, or they're just interested to get me the information. And again, I want to thank everybody who is I can't tell you who has reached out to me in the past 24 hours about our coverage with Rice. And I have to tell you, again, I hate that Bloomberg is trying to take credit for Mike's story and then our coverage thereafter. And that bothers me. Bloomberg did not break this story. Okay? And they tried to throw Mike under the bus and see on a 60 Minutes interview that he was doing fake news. It's bullshit. Just like what happened to me with Flynn. I said Flynn flipped. I said he's seeking immunity. People for days even were saying, Michael Flynn, his lawyer, did not say that he is seeking immunity. Yes, he is. You had to see him all over Twitter and Facebook. That's not true. It's fake news. Yeah, sorry, ladies. Couldn't resist. Not. More bullshit. People living in a box. Living in a box. Riding on the storm. Yes, John. The podcast is up on MFA Radio on SoundCloud Pro. It'll be up on the wall for you right after this. At the same time, just so everybody knows, starting this week coming, get ready. You're going to see me streaming, and we're having guests, and you're going to see intro videos, all kinds of good stuff happening next week. I've just been dealing with getting this stuff with this march all organized, and we've had some incredible breaking news, and I'm working on a lot of other stories, and we're getting our Underground, MFA Underground up. I want to thank everybody for your memberships for MFA and the Underground. Go to shopmfa.org, and you can do that, or you can go to redwhitebluerev.com and go in there and get memberships as well. We are laser printing hundreds of cards. They're beautiful plastic cards. I showed you them the other day, and you get a whole welcome package and all that. So we're working here. We're at 5 months old right about now. 5 months would be the 31st, so we're at the 3rd. So, and thanks to all you guys, and thank you to our volunteers and new people opening up chapters. And get ready. We are going to be launching the red, white, and blue line. It is done. It just has to be stuck in the store, and you're going to see this great line, beautiful stuff we have. The T-shirts, sweatshirts, everything. And we have a lot of other stuff coming. It's just we're looking for another volunteer to help us that knows Shopify as well as a merchandiser. We have so many products to put in there, from flip-flop, cool stuff, bikinis for the summer, all well made. Anybody who's bought anything from us, they know the stuff is good. All right. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen. And this will be up on podcast and YouTube when I'm done. And I know my lips don't match. I'm going to find out. It has to be, as I said, it is the upload speed, and it should have been fixed. And some nights it's perfect, some nights it's not. So, Liz, you're starting to feel sick from the pictures on the right and left. Yeah. Well, just pay attention, because this Obama is a piece of shit. And he could go down in history as the only president to be prosecuted thereafter his presidency for what he did as a president. In America, it's up to you and I to make sure that happens. The left and this bullshit needs to go. And the people run this country, and the people need to stand up in this country. I keep saying it. And if you don't want your president impeached based on false information and bullshit and a Russian hoax, get busy and get engaged and stay engaged. Good night, Robert. Thank you, sir, for watching. Yeah, some legacy, eh? Yeah. Just pay. I already told, when Obama took off and we got sent the pictures of him down on the private plane going down, I said right away, this man is running and protecting himself from future subpoena. I wrote it. It's on my Twitter and it's on Facebook back then. And sure enough, all this is falling into place, and he cannot be subpoenaed. And now he looks like he's going to be staying down there indefinitely, or be traveling from there indefinitely without going back to the United States. Yeah. Thank you, Sherry, very much. Yeah, Obama can keep his legacy. I got a legacy for him right here. American salute. Pack your shit. I fully believe there's going to be arrests in this matter. I'm telling you, I fully believe that. But Americans have to stay engaged, and you must reach out, congressmen, senators, and we're going to go as public as fast as we can with this. nice landing page, come up with a petition to go and seek a major investigation into this. And the American people need to stand up. They need to share the true news about the Rice investigation, about Susan Rice and all others involved. And there's a lot more coming. There is a lot coming. And good journalists need to work together, and truthers, to get this shit out on the internet and get the truth out. I noticed a lot of truthers stayed away from this. While we were all sharing this story and we were breaking this story, people didn't want to touch this. Nobody wanted to touch this. Cernovich broke it. We got it. Jack Polovich got it. Boom, 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 boom. You know, many people stayed away from this. People got to stop doubting and start believing. Oh, Vicky. Good night, guys. You guys are wonderful. And as I said, this will be up on SoundCloud after and on YouTube. God bless. I got things to do. It's already morning. I'll be making breakfast shortly and having some fresh coffee. And thank you all for your prayers with my health. Thank you for everything. You guys are just wonderful. Yes, Stephen. Very well said. People need to be pushing the issue and don't let it go away. Demand the arrests are made. It will happen. I agree. I'm telling you, if thousands, million Americans stand up and meaning demand this, something happens. If you allow Barack Obama, Susan Rice, Clapper, Brennan, Rhodes, this entire crew, and you're going to see Jay Johnson dragged into this, trust me, okay? This entire matter, and it's going to get bigger. If you allow them to get away with this, this is huge, and it's about just so you all know, this is a civil liberty situation here. In other words, if you allow them to get away with spying on Trump and his family, to use it to win a political, to deal with a political election, like they do in third world countries, we're no better than them, and that's what Obama's turned our country into, a third world fucking country. Look at it. The judiciary doesn't follow Constitution. Pats his buddy on the back in Hawaii. Boom, boom. Let's rule against this. They're doing anything in their power to destroy Donald Trump. Okay? And this, forget it whether you like Trump or you do not. Okay? Because they say some huge, whatever. The rhetoric around Donald Trump is that they accuse him of is so far left. It's like, for real? I can't wait to see what they say. I got to thank you, Donald. Much respect for reaching out to Putin, giving him your condolences and your support against terrorism with him. It's about time. If I was your advisor, I would have told you to reach out to Putin right away. Fuck what the left says. Okay? Forget what those liberals say and this bullshit. You need a good relationship with Russia. So establish it. Because Russia's trampling all over the country and doing all over the world and making very serious moves and growing. You need a good relationship with Russia at this moment in time. Oh, another point, my boy, and I'm going to say it again. I've said this 30 days ago, roughly. I'm saying it again now. You will definitely see a military strike by us against North Korea. And I said it a month ago. You can go back and check. Okay? And it's in the works right now. And it all depends how this meeting goes with China at Mar-a-Lago on the outcome of that. Because we've had failed policies with China for decades to try to control North Korea. Obama did shit about it, and North Korea is very dangerous. This man does not care about imploding himself and his people and going down as a martyr. He will nuclear strike first. And even if it's South Korea, his neighbor, he don't give a shit. He'd rather go down and see all of his people obliterated than that of just being taken out or just sitting there as a little bastard that he is. This man does not play with a full deck either. So, and he's very dangerous. And strategically, we can take out certain things in North Korea without disturbing his soul. Boop, 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 boom, bye. And that's what I would have done already. And that would shut up a lot of people as well. Oh, you don't think we're capable of doing that with Mattis and Trump? Okay, and Tillerson, the three of them, boom, 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 done, bye. You'll see him go, ugh. What's he going to do? Pay attention. I put my money on it. Top defector just confirmed that. Randy, did he? See, I don't know that. I'm just telling you what I know, and I've said this. I got this from a month ago, and it was a new connection I made in D.C. at Trump's International Hotel when I was down there originally in October, and then I bettered my relationship with some people. That's all I'll say. And that. Robert, I fully believe we should just... I don't know why people are so afraid about attacking North Korea. I'm telling you right now. People need to stop living in fear. We used to be a superpower, okay? I mean, a superpower. Ronald Reagan negotiated from a position of strength. And I remember, just so you all know, during the Reagan, when he was governor in Berkeley, okay, and they had riots at Berkeley, he sent in the troops. He controlled Berkeley like that. Pow. He said, just like that. Okay. You want to act up? You want to act like assholes at Berkeley? You want to start doing violence? No problem. Boom. National Guard right there. Pack your shit. You're done. Shut your face. You're done. Yes, Karen, I saw that. Somebody sent me that body language video from YouTube. I've seen that. But it's true. It is true about when you look at Rice's body language in that video. Let me get it. I think they have it right here. Hang on. I had it up earlier. I know where to get it from. Hang on. We have it up on MFA's wall. Oh, there I am. Hey, look, you can see me and I can see you. How you doing? Hello. That's great. Oh, look, I can even comment on here. How you doing? Dude. Okay. Terrorism must be defeated. Trump calls Putin to condole over St. Petersburg metro attack. I wonder how the left's going to spin that one. Just so you guys know, if you want to find your marches, you can go right here on our wall. And when you go in here to get tickets from Eventbrite will show you where all the other ones are as well. It'll also bring you to the red, white, and blue website. Hang on a second. Boom, 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 boom. There's the ABC. All of this news, I always share, make sure teams have it on there. Here it is. This is the cover-up again. Experts say Susan Rice had every right to request. See how they spin this? Experts say she had every right. Yes, she had every right to request. But what was the request based on? What was the unmasking based on? Okay? And then what did they do with the information thereafter? That's where the crime comes in. But this is how they'll spin this shit to you. And that's it. I want to find this video because she's just... This is a great article, everybody. And I have family, like I said, my grandfather's NYPD police officer. NYPD defies de Blasio. Asshole. De Blasio's an asshole. It's about time the NYPD tells him to stick it somewhere. Tucker Carlson, he's my man. Awesome. No proof. No proof. Here. Should be right here. Here it is. I hate this paper. Washington Examiner, another shill paper. Trust me. Another shill paper. Give me a second. Total shill paper.
Obama White House National Security Advisor Susan Rice, the author of that piece. It was her first interview since leaving the White House. I began by asking about the allegations leveled today by House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes that Trump transition officials, including the president, may have been swept up in surveillance of foreigners at the end of the Obama administration.
I know nothing about this. I was surprised.
Sure you
to see,
don't.
Reports from Chairman Nunes on that count today.
Lying.
Let's back up and recall where we have been. The President of the United States accused his predecessor, President Obama, of wiretapping Trump Tower during the campaign. Nothing of the sort occurred, and we've heard that confirmed by the director of the FBI, who also pointed out that no president, no White House can order the surveillance of another American citizen. That can only come from the Justice Department with the approval of a FISA court. So today, I really don't know to what Chairman Nunes was referring.
She's quite manly.
But he said that whatever he was referring to was a legal, lawful surveillance, and that it was potentially incidental collection on American citizens. And I think it's important for people to understand what incidental means. That means that the target was either a foreign entity or somebody under criminal investigation, and that the Americans who were talking to those targets may have been picked up.
Well, I wanted to ask you about this because, as you also know, in the last few weeks, the New York Times has reported that in the final days of the Obama administration, individuals went out of their way to spread information throughout the government about what they knew about intelligence, that the Russians had interfered in the election last year, and that there may have been a connection with Trump campaign officials. So that story's now been out there for several weeks. Could there be a connection?
Look at her, she's getting
I'm not
nervous.
aware of any connection. I had read the New York Times story. I must say, Judy, as one of the most senior White House officials and the most senior responsible for national security, I found that report a bit perplexing. I was not aware of any orders given to disseminate that kind of information.
Well,
so I have no idea whether that was the case.
Liar!
But the fact is that
Liar, pants on fire.
The president did request back in December that the intelligence community compile all of the information that it had on what had transpired during the campaign with respect to the Russians involving themselves in the presidential campaign. And that report was provided to the American people in unclassified form and to Congress in classified
you
form
mean that
in early January.
bullshit
And was there a concern
report
inside the
got a warning on it
inside the White House that the new Trump administration might not follow up on that intelligence that had been gathered?
I don't think that was the concern, because to the extent that there was any need to follow up, it wouldn't be done necessarily by the White House, but by the intelligence community and by the Justice Department if appropriate. I think our interest was, and the president's direction was, let us make sure that we have compiled and put together in one place all the information that we have so that it is there for the new administration, it's there for the American people.
Oh my God.
And for Congress to utilize as they see fit.
Sure.
That brings us to the opinion piece that you wrote that appeared today in the Washington Post.
Of course it was the Washington Post.
What you described as a pattern of false statements from this president could jeopardize the national security of this country. That's a serious charge. What did you mean by that?
Well, let me explain, Judy. I think the American people know that over the last week...
She deliberately... I've had enough.
It's now been...
She deliberately went and did that article and that piece because she was told to do it to save her own ass. Trust what I tell you. Trust what I tell you. She deliberately went out there and did that hit piece in the Washington Post to protect her own ass and say that Donald Trump is a threat to national security. Pay attention. Pay attention. People are nuts. She's crazy. Totally set up. Just like the Benghazi tapes. Shit. Unbelievable. Oh, man, I would love to interview that bitch. Shit. Unbelievable. I can't listen to her anymore. I can't listen to the lies anymore. It's just totally, it's like, for real? Come on. Shit. Totally. Fucking pack your shit. Lying ass bitch. Damn. So I want you guys to listen. Think about the timing of her. Okay? Think about the timing of her with the article in the Washington Post blowing up Trump, that his lies. See how this is? She, Obama, et al. Already knew that Trump and team had found out about what they did. So they strategically put the hit piece and did their leaking against Trump to say that he is a threat to the national security, that he's nuts, that he's lying through his teeth. They wanted to paint him as a liar because they already knew that this was coming out. That's why Obama skated his ass on a plane. They already knew that this was going to drop because Obama still has the shadow ass peeps running around everywhere. And they knew that Trump found out about this. His team found out about this. So what do? They send this bitch out there. Fake story, Washington Post, calls him a liar, deems him a liar, just like I pointed out to you that Trump team at all knew that they were going to go after Flynn, and I'm going to tell you the bottom line. They're going to deem Flynn a spy. Watch what I tell you. Or that foreign espionage, that working against the United States, that Trump knew, and that he spoke to the ambassador and probably cut him a deal to say to get rid of sanctions, which isn't against the law because Trump was already, Obama's a lame duck president at that time. Shit, national security advisor, you're going to start talking to other countries, setting up things and say, okay, when we get in, blah, blah, blah. It's not against the law. Unmasking Flynn's name is, and they threw him under the bus. Because there's much more there. Because I'm telling you, Trump team at all did not know how deep Michael Flynn was in with Turkey and Russia. Trust what I mean. I'm telling you, they didn't know. When they found out, my man got kicked to the bricks. Pack your shit, you're done. Because I'm telling you right now, it was not about lying to Mike Pence. It was not about lying to Mike Pence. That interview just took place. The date on that interview, I got rid of it. It's on our wall. You can go back in there and get it. It was just recent. That's why they're asking her about the Trump team and what Donald Trump tweeted. That's just what I'm trying to tell you. They had to. She wrote a piece in the Washington Post calling Donald Trump, a threat to national security and a liar. Why would she paint Donald Trump? Why would this former Obama team, high up clearance, come out and start all of a sudden out of the blue, bashing Trump, calling him a liar, then go on and getting interviews claiming that, she knows nothing about any of this and she, it's legal, this is how it works and unmasking and this and that. She did that because they knew. They knew the bomb was going to drop by the Trump team. They knew Nunes was there and getting very close and or already had the information. That's why Nunes is concerned to get the information out so it wouldn't get something, God forbid, happen that the information wouldn't get out because it's so huge. He went, got it, got called to the White House, boom, 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 looked at it, got it, and then called press conference before and after to make sure it got out. Everybody always pays attention to the other things instead of paying attention to what's really going on. All these lying pieces of shit will tell you the truth if you just listen to them. And you read between the lines. As I'm trying to tell you, Brennan is letting you know that there is more to come and that they have something that they're going to drop to show collusion with Trump. Mark my words. Mark my words. Yes, Lewis, I hear what you're saying. They better not be giving us the shit that it was legal but improper like it was careless. No. This isn't careless. This was strategically done, and there was a new piece that came out here. This is a new piece of evidence I'll share with you before I end the show. Let me find it on our wall because I just shared it when it was sent to me. Dun, 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 dun. Fresh evidence. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. That might be it. Let me look. Ooh, there I am. How you doing? Maybe it's this. No, it's not this article. Dang, I know I shared it. It's a very important piece of news. It was a new piece. Maybe I have to go on my Twitter, but it should show up here. I shared it because there's a whole new piece of this that she wanted a spreadsheet. And she wanted in spreadsheet documents. Gotta love that picture. That's the best. Oh, pull up your pants, Obama. That's one of the best memes I've seen. This is a great big hit piece right here. Blackwater's founder secretly met a Putin confidant in the Seychelles to form a back channel between Moscow and Trump. This hit piece right here from the Washington Post is very detrimental to the Trump team and highly fake. Blackwater founder held secret Seychelles meeting to establish Trump-Putin back channel. Fake, here it comes. I'm telling you. Here's another one. The spy, as I told you. A former Trump advisor met with a Russian spy. Carter Page told BuzzFeed News that he had been in contact with at least one Russian spy working undercover out of Moscow's UN office in 2013. 2013? For real? If the story's even true from Carter Page. We're checking it now. But who? 2013? And I can't wait to... Who's the Russian spy? Shit. Hang on, I have to find it from... I want to get this because it's important. Let me just go to my Twitter. It's on my Twitter. Give me one sec. Here it is, right here. I don't know why it didn't share on the wall. This is a key piece. I don't know why people haven't picked up on this. Okay. Let me see what you can see on my screen. This website's like way off to the left, so let me see. Okay. Right here. This is a key piece. Susan Rice ordered spy agency to produce detailed spreadsheets involving Trump. Now, this is coming, so you all know, from a former Department of Justice employee under Obama. Okay? This just broke at 10:08 p.m. tonight, and they had it, my team sent it to me. This is key. Former President Barack Obama's National Security Advisor Susan Rice ordered U.S. spy agents, blah, 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 to produce detailed spreadsheets of legal phone calls involving Donald Trump and his aides when he was running for president, according to who? Former U.S. Attorney Joseph Gianova. Okay? Right here. Gianova came out and told this directly to the Daily Caller. The overheard conversations involved no illegal activity by anybody of the Trump associates or anyone they were speaking with, Gianova said. In short, the only apparent illegal activity was the unmasking of the people in the calls. Okay, that's because they're trying to make it look like he had this. Why were you listening to Trump to begin with and wanted a detailed phone log? This is coming from a former U.S. attorney under Obama, Joseph Gianova. All you got to do is grab all these people and get them before a grand jury and start asking these people questions. Pow, pow, pow. You watch how fast all the truth comes out. And I don't like this. Fox News, yes. Bloomberg is not responsible for this story. Freaking another liberal-ass newspaper. Fucking Michael Bloomberg, asshole. Freaking, excuse my French, but they don't want to give the credit to the people who broke this story. Unbelievable. Here it is. Joining Rice in the White House operations was her deputy, Ben Rhodes. According to Fox. We already knew that. Now, Colonel, retired James Warshuk, an NSC veteran and former Deputy Director of Intelligence at the U.S. Central Command, told DCNF that many hands had to be involved throughout the Obama administration to launch such a political spying program. I rest my case. The lawyers and counsel at the NSA surely would be talking to the lawyers and members of counsel at CIA or at the National Security Council or the Director of National Intelligence or at the FBI. It is unbelievable the level and degree of the administration administration to look for information on Donald Trump and his associates, his campaign team, and his transition team. This is really, really serious stuff, as I said. Okay? Massive stuff. This is huge, and Obama is completely behind this, and they're not going to just walk away from this. I'm telling you now. They are not going to walk away from this, and America should not allow them to walk away from it. The more people are coming forward with the truth, and you want to know what? America, stay engaged. We must stay engaged. And I'm going to provide you the tools to do that, I promise. Okay? We're working around the clock here. Look at I'm telling you. We're working around the clock here. So, more people, and that's just someone from Obama's former Department of Justice coming forward now. So now that they see that this is heating up, and believe me, it's through D.C. and the swamp that this is serious, and the shit is hitting the fan. That's why you're going to see this nuclear war that started with fake news, fake stories from the left. Stop watching MSM. Stop watching CNBC. Stop watching CNN. Stop reading the New York Times. Okay? You want that? I'll show you the worst stories from them, and that's it. And don't pay attention to anything, meaning what they're trying to do, as I showed you what Brendan is doing. They're all strategically went out and got this all set up, and Rice is dirty as shit because it shows from that interview and the piece she recently did in the in the Washington Post, it shows motive. It shows she went out knowing that Trump had this information to throw out false information and called Donald Trump a liar and a threat to national security. That was her false flag to go out to protect herself, knowing this was coming, to deem him this and give them ammunition to go run with and go to the public. Yes, Dawn. Honest people are going to come forward. She deliberately went out and did that. She deliberately went on television with that interview. No. But right before that in the Washington Post, as the interviewer asked her, why did you say you called Donald Trump a threat and you called him a liar? Why use the words liar and threat to national security? Because I'm telling you, they planted it. It's like setting the stage. And this is what they've done with the Russian matter. I've told you for months. Piece by piece by piece. It's all coming together. And the main overall objective: impeach Donald Trump, force him to resign, have him deemed as an illegitimate president, and that the Russians cost Hillary Clinton the election and interfere with our elections, and we've basically declared war on Russia. Booted their freaking people out. It's all fake. We booted their ambassadors out. They took out Flynn, and I'm telling you another reason why, and it will come out. They took out General Flynn, and if I was General Flynn better have serious security with him, because I'm telling you now, General Flynn can bring down Obama, and that's why they're refusing. You want people to know why they're refusing him to testify, immunity to testify? The main reason? Forget about what they have on him. He's got something much bigger, and it's not on Trump. It's on Obama. So they want to deem Flynn a traitor, a spy, a piece of shit to the country, out for his own money and own gain, because Obama hates him. Obama fired him. He has the goods on Obama with the secret Iran deal. Fact. That's the reason why they wanted him out. And they are deeming him, and they figured we'll throw him in the Russian mix because he was ties to Russia. You know, he had a checkered, some issues in his past. This is what they do. Hannity came out tonight with it. I said he was coming out tonight. Sean's a great guy. Sean's not going to let this go, and there's a great report of Sarah I always forget her last name, and I won't go into anything else, but Sarah's wonderful. She's got incredible leads on this information. So this is what I'm telling you. Yes, Lewis. I remember Maxine Waters as well. I told everybody, Maxine Waters comes off because she is a nut, but she knows a lot of shit, and she's put out there, get ready, Trump's getting impeached. Get ready, and listen to what I'm telling you. I showed you what Brendan just showed. They started talking about impeachment today. Juan Williams from fucking Fox wrote an article as well about Donald Trump being impeached. Just came out. Yeah, Paul, I agree. But I can assure you some information that I have and we're getting, and I'm working now because of this whole story that we broke, we helped break. I've got a lot more new contacts, and a lot of people have reached out to me, and we're going to make our base bigger, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of things happening with MFA, and I want to keep bringing the news. So, what is a 501(c)(3)? It's a 501(c)(3) or a 501(c)(4). Obama formed a 501(c)(4), which is a nonprofit where you do not have to disclose your donors. And that's I have a whole program ready to go for you guys, explaining to you what Obama's agenda is and what the overall end game is. And I look forward I'll do that tomorrow night, because unless something breaks tomorrow, that's huge. And I can do something during the day to quickly brief you. I can't wait till we have our news network up from our website, and that we already have MFA TV on live stream if you have not signed up. If they couldn't impeach Obama, how can they impeach our president? Pay attention. When you have Democrats and Republicans all part of the same swamp and they want Trump out, I give you an example. There are deserters in the Republican Party all day long. Okay? It's kind of different like they did with Bill Clinton. They didn't want Bill Clinton out when they broke the Monica Lewinsky situation. David Brock used to work for the Republicans, who now works for the Democrats. And David Brock is using American Bridge now to go after and has collected tens and tens of millions of dollars, along with Obama's association, non-for-profit. And they're going after just specifically impeaching Trump and destroying his presidency. So, my point is, when Brock worked for the Republicans and he went after Clinton to impeach Clinton, they knew they were never going after the end game of fully impeaching Clinton. In other words, getting him to be removed from presidential office. The idea with Clinton was to get him and jam him in a jam with Monica Lewinsky to get him involved in the Yugoslavian war. It was that big. So they used this scandal to mainly get us involved in the Yugoslavian war, as well as some other things with Clinton, as well to get what they want. Don't you get it? They use extortion, they use blackmail, they use mafia tactics, but they use them in a much bigger light, and they have much bigger assets to use, meaning the CIA, NSA, FBI. This is how they do this. Yes, when they're going to do something, they do it big, you see. Just like they plant the stories that, Trump's a liar. Trump is using this as, as a threat to national security. Let's get the football away from him. Now you're seeing, just so you know, more stories broke today having to do with his mental state. They're all over the board here, and Trump has traitors within his own team still. Okay? And I'm telling you, Reince Priebus is one of them. And Reince is Sean Spicer's, basically, whatever Reince tells Spicer to say and do, Spicer does. Okay? So, no, the idea here for us on the right and for truth and justice in this country and to stop corruption, forget about the left. Let them learn on their own. We need to take care of ourselves and unite together and protect our country. Listen, they don't want to follow suit. Let them drown in the swamp that they created and they backed. Bottom line. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you all again. God bless. I said this will be up on YouTube, and that. Sorry, my lips aren't in sync. It has to do with it has to be with Facebook, because I know when this is back end recorded, it's okay. So it has to be Facebook with the lag time, and Next week we switch to a very expensive platform, and wait till you see that. Pow! Just wait. Some very cool stuff coming. Great things. You'll be able to call in, guests, all kinds of great stuff, and I can't wait. But we're working very hard over here. So, yes, they held Monica over him. I know. Good job, Stephen. And again, I want to thank everybody for all your support, donations, memberships, and get ready. We're going to release the red, white, and blue clothing line for our March. Very cool stuff. Very nice. And cool T-shirts, sweatshirts, nice stuff as always. So please, with your support, we got to raise money for this March. And thank you all again. Again, please like and share. Facebook is censoring us, so please, as much as you can, like and share. I would really, really appreciate that. All right. And for my radio listeners, thank you for liking us on SoundCloud and signing up to be notified on that. You will be getting live notifications with SoundCloud as well. So when I shoot live on here, YouTube, Periscope, SoundCloud, all at the same time. And thank you all for my own personal health and things of that nature. Hi, Patrick. How you doing? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, and good night. Prayers to you as well. Thanks, Laura. Much love for being a great supporter, member, and friend as well. I met some wonderful people. MFA is growing, so, it's just amazing. And after this I have to say I was very proud to be part of helping get this information out about Susan Rice and breaking this cool stuff. And me, I hate corruption, and I'll get it out there and work as hard as I can to get it out there for you. So, and building the back end for that is what we need. And it just makes it easier. Vicky, go to bed now for sure. All right, guys. Good night. God bless. Or good morning, I should say. I hear the birds coming up. So let me see, what time is it on my thing here? It's 5:05 a.m. It's time for my coffee. It's time for my coffee. 3 weeks, Stephen, for the March, yes. We've got to, I'm asking y'all for your help with that. We're asking people, we've got some sub-campaigns created with others helping us raise money for that March. And it's not just for D.C., it's for other places. But we have to rent even speaking equipment in that for D.C., and you're going to see, just so you know, I'm warning everybody, you're going to start to see a lot of posts having to do with the March, updates in the March, all kinds of stuff, March news coming through the feed. So I don't want everybody to go, when you see that, just know what that is. It's not constant. And Facebook censoring us. So see you, Liz. Red, white, and blue, rev.com. Thank you to all our Australian friends. I want Liz to open up our chapter down there in Australia. I'm trying to convince her. Mike, it's 406 in Nebraska. That's a nice state. Laura, it's all good. Pow, you too, Kim. Have a great day, sweetie. Oh, yes, Robert, I know you do. So many people share and like, and this story is huge. We must stay hard on this. And as the news breaks, I'll bring it to you because there's much more coming. And get ready. I'm telling you, today, you're going to see some very big Democratic drops. Liberal, leftist, Obama, and they have this all planned. All planned. This scum next, I'm telling you. Obama, Rice, Ben Rhodes, Obama. If we allow them to get away with this, this will be the biggest scandal in American history that goes down in smoke. Thanks, Don. Steve's up for today. Hey, David, how are you? Good night to you. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up staying up, too. I'm going to probably stay up, get some breakfast, get some coffee, do some work. My goal by the end of today is to have all this stuff, the MFA website, Red, White, and Blue Rev, all caught up with Washington information, some other changes in there. The store will be all updated, new line out, and getting ready for my show tonight. And I have to spend some time with my daughter, family, And that's that. My daughter's prom is, I think, Friday. So it'll be my first time sending my daughter off to her prom, to a prom. So it means a lot to me. It means a lot to her as well. Miss Recca, you're welcome in my house for breakfast. Thanks, Elaine. Marilyn, stop paying attention to the incidentals, okay? Trust me, what she did is illegal, meaning she had the legal right to go in there, and as I said in the beginning of the show, why did they need the incidentals on Donald Trump and his family and others for a year before he was elected president? Starting from a year before he was elected president. And why were they incidentally picked up? And it doesn't matter if they were incidentally picked up. What was the criminal warrant for? What was the FISA warrant for? If they were incidentally picked up with who? You're telling me you picked up a Trump's family, incidentally speaking to who? A year before the election? Come on. Come on. And the illegal part is that I'm telling you, this was on the orders of Obama, as I just showed you. Proof is coming out that they had a plan. Get all this information. They were spying. It's not just on Trump and at all. You're going to find out that this is much bigger. Obama's been spying on everybody, including congressmen and senators, and I guarantee you that's what they're holding over their head. I'll put my money on it. I'm telling you, I'll put anything on it he's using this, and this is how he ran his presidency. He ran it like a mob boss, okay? But a Muslim freaking snake on their head terrorist mob boss, okay? Straight shill. Thanks, Liz. Anytime. I'm coming down under, that's for sure. But that didn't sound right. Yikes, I gotta go. That didn't sound right. I'm coming to down under. No, just that's foot in mouth. Shut up, Binsack. Okay. Yeah, that's just, no. That just, sorry, guys. That's not what I meant. Down under, Australia, going to Australia. Yes, Miss Scott. That's why they gave him. Yes. Yes, Steven's like, oh dear. When you hear oh dear or oh shit, you know. All right, guys. Have a great day. God bless.